Hi guys, Franco from Your Guitar Academy. On this video we're learning how to play Champagne Supernova by Oasis. It sounds like this. Right, so before we dive into it, remember to like and subscribe to our channel, as well as click on the link below to see a full write-up for this lesson where you'll see all the chords and the patterns I'm about to play. Okay, so Champagne Supernova, and I can't pronounce that right, but I'll do my best. So let's have a look at the verse. The verse, before we start talking about that, just a quick note. The patterns I'm about to explain are all based upon the eighth notes, which means, if you don't know what that means, that I'm going to be counting the song twice as fast as it actually is. The reason why I'm doing that is because I think that's a beginner song and I want to make the patterns as clear as possible, and I don't want to talk about 1 E N O. I want to do 1 2 3 4. I feel like it's just easier when you're a beginner. So if you don't know what that means, don't worry, you're still learning the right thing. Right, let's dive into it. So the verse, the first chord we've got is A sus2. So A sus2 is literally the first chord I teach during my lessons to early beginners who've never played the guitar before, so you can probably play it fine. The middle finger is on fret number 2 of the D string, and the third finger is on fret number 2 of the G string, and we start playing it from the A string on. That's A sus2. If you know A minor, it's a bit like A minor minus the first finger. That's the first chord we need. The second chord we need is A sus2 over G, which is that shape. So essentially my pinky is going to play a G, but the other fingers aren't going to move. It's still the same thing. And then the next chord we've got is A sus2 over F sharp. So I'm choosing to play it with the thumb because I like playing with the thumb. If you don't, you can do that thing here, where my middle finger is playing fret number 2 of the low E string, and then fingers 3 and 4 are replacing fingers 2 and 3 to play A sus. Okay, so A sus2, A sus2 over G, A sus2 over F sharp, and we finish with A sus2 over E, which is the open E string. Okay, that's the 4 chords we need to play pretty much 90% of the song. So that's pretty cool. Now, each of these chords, we're going to play them for 2 bars. So it's going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 3, 4, 2, 3, 4, 2, 2, 3, 4, 2, 3, 4, 2, 3, 4. Notice that when I'm counting and strumming, my right hand is always going down with the beats all the time. Okay, so we've got 2 bars on each chord, and to make it sound good, we're going to play 2 different patterns on each of these bars. The first bar, the first 4 beats, I would do 1, 2, 3, 4, and. Okay, let me do that super slowly. 1, 2, 3, 4, and. So I'm not playing beat number 2, I'm faking it, my hand is still going down. So down, 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 up. That's the first half of each of the chords we'll play. The second half is down, up, down, down, up, down, up. So I'm doing 1 and 2, 3 and 4 and. One more time, super slowly. 1 and 2, 3 and 4 and 2, 3 and 4 and. Right, so let's put these 2 patterns together on Oasis. I'm just not moving on from Oasis right now. So 1, 2, 3, 4 and 2, 3 and 4 and 1, 2, 3, 4 and 2, 3 and 4 and 1, 2, 3, 4 and 1 and 2, 3 and 4 and. That's the pattern we're going to play for the main part of the song, so it's really important to get confident with it, and also it's a pattern that I see a lot on a lot of different songs that I have to teach, so it's super useful to get confident with it. Okay, so if we apply this pattern over 8 beats on all the chords, we've got the whole intro, verse, and even the first chorus of the song. So it goes 1, 2, 3, 4 and 2, 3 and 4 and 2, 3 and 4 and 1, 2, 3, 4 and 2, 3 and 4 and 1, 4 and 2, 3 and 4 and. Okay, so we just play the same pattern on these different 4 chords. Quick note, on beat number 1, on the first strum you're doing on each chord, I tend to play the bass note by itself. So instead of doing 1, 2, 3, 4 and 2, 3 and 4 and, I'll do 1, 2, 3, 4 and 2, 3 and 4 and 1, 2, 3, 4 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 3 and 4 and 1, 2, 3, 4 and 2, 3 and 4 and. I just feel like it sounds better because we're emphasizing that bass movement we're doing. And because we're playing that note by itself, that means for those of you who can't play the second chord, the third chord we've got, so Oasis over F sharp with the thumb, if you can't play that and you're going for that shape, it's going to give you an extra time to just place your fingers right. So if I do it the way you would do it, 2, 3, 4 and 2, 3 and 4 and 3 and 4 and 1, 2, 3, 4 and 2, 3 and 4 and 1, 2, 3 and 4 and. Okay, so don't panic if you feel like that thumb thing is putting you off. You don't have to do it. It sounds great. It sounds exactly the same if I'm doing that one with the middle finger. Okay, so that's the main verse and also the first chorus of the song. At the end of the last regular verse we're doing, though, we're changing that last chord, so Oasis over E, by an E major. E major, in case you don't know it, I'm playing the open E string, then middle finger on the second fret of the A string, third finger on the second fret of the D string, and first finger on the first fret of the G string. God, sorry about that. E major. And I'm playing it for 2 bars as well, so 8 beats. The pattern on this one will be easier. I want to create something different as I'm moving away from that verse. So what I'll do is 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. So I'm just doing downstrokes all the time, just strumming everything, Let's put everything together. So I'm going to do one regular verse and one with E major at the end. Right, the reason why I'm only doing downstrokes on the last chord is just because I want it to sound different. So instead of doing 1 and 2 and 3, down, up, I'm just going to do down, 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 down. And after that E major, we're now expecting a chorus, a different chorus. So the second chorus they're playing during that song, the chords we've got are A major. So A major, I've got fingers 1, 2 and 3 on strings D, G and B, fret number 2. Followed by G major. So G major, my middle fingers on fret number 2 of the low E string, middle fingers on fret number 3 of the low E string, sorry about that. My first finger is on fret number 2 of the A string, and then fingers 3 and 4 on the B and high E string, fret number 3. Then we've got a weird chord which is D over F sharp. So it's a D major, so first finger, second fret of the G string, third finger, third fret of the B string, and middle finger on the high E string, fret number 2. But the bass of it is an F sharp, so it's the same note we've played on the third chord of the verse, and I'm playing it with the thumb. You could play it that way. I find it harder though, so I would go for the thumb one on that one. And then we've got E major again. So the chords are A, G, D over F sharp, and E major. And these chords, just like the verse, we're going to play them for 2 bars each. The pattern is going to be slightly different. We're going to do the same pattern twice on each of them. So we're going to do 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1, 2, 3, 4, and... So what I'm doing is down, 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 up, down, 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 up. And I'm doing that twice, this pattern twice on each of these chords. So if I do that whole thing, it goes A, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1, 2, 3, 4, and G, 3, 4, and 1, 2, 3, 4, and D, 2, 3, 4, and 1, 3, 4, and E, 2, 3, 4, and 1, 2, 3, 4, and... Okay? And we do that chorus, that whole loop, we do it twice every time you start playing the chorus. Now it is the chorus, so you want it to be a bit louder as well when you're strumming. You want to create dynamic. So I would do something like... Cool. Then we've got a different part, which is the bridge of the song. The bridge goes G major for 4 bars, A major again for 4 bars as well. G major one more time for 2 bars this time, then D major, 2 bars as well, and E major for 4 bars. And the pattern, I would play the same pattern as we've just played on the chorus, but a bit louder. I would just dig in the strings a little bit more. So I would go 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4 times. Moving on to A, 2, 3, 4, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4 times as well. Moving on to G again, twice. D, twice. E major twice. 4 times, not twice. And that's the bridge for the song. Let's put everything we've got together so far, just so it gets a bit more musical instead of different parts. So we've got the intro, the verse, the first chorus, which is... finishing on E major this time. Chorus. G. D over F sharp. E. Twice. G. D over F sharp again. Moving on to the bridge. A, 4 times. G twice. 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3 on D. E 4 times. Cool. After that, we go back to the verse, which is again the same thing as we started with the A sus2 and the bass that goes down. And we've got another bridge again, which is the same thing I've just played. But after that bridge, there's like a big instrumental break during the song. It goes like this. It goes like that a lot, and then at the end of it we just repeat the last 2 chords. So the chords I'm playing for that instrumental bridge are not new. Most of them are not new. We've got A major for 2 bars, followed by G major for 2 bars as well, D over F sharp that we've seen before, 2 bars as well, and then we've got F major for 1 bar and G for 1 bar. So F major, we haven't seen it yet on these songs. So F major is usually a bar chord played like that. It's an E major shaped bar chord played on the 1st fret. So my first finger is barring the 1st fret. Now, if you're a beginner and you don't know how to play bar chords, don't worry, you could go for that shape. So what I'm doing is, essentially, it looks a lot like a C major shape. My first finger is on the B string fret number 1. My middle finger is on the G string fret number 2, and my 3rd finger D string fret number 3. And I'm playing the open E string, the high E string, but you can't mute it. It's fine. It's actually better, because if you're not muting it, it's slightly different chord. It's actually an F major 7. Not that we care, but it is slightly different. So let's put everything together. A, twice, G, twice, D over F sharp, twice, F once, G once, F once, G once, F once, G once, and we go back to the verse. And that's the end of the instrumental bit. Now there's one long verse, and at the end of that verse there's a small outro, which is actually just F major, G, so I'm playing F major for 2 bars, so I'm playing it twice. Still the same pattern as we started with on the chorus. G twice as well, and A. And A, I'm kind of fading out the track, so I'm just playing softer and softer and slower and slower. So as you may notice, the patterns from the chorus on, the first proper chorus we've got, the patterns are always the same. It's always down, 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 up, down, 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 up, which is super convenient if you're a beginner, because you can really focus on the way you're playing it. So are you strumming harder? Are you strumming softer? How much are you digging in the strings? What's your volume like? That's very important, because you can get, if I just stick to an A major, you can get and get the guitar really vibrating, or you can get something really soft, like something like that. So yeah, try to think about that as you're playing this song, because the chords, you're going to get them. The pattern, it's a bit more practice, but it's so much more fun to just think about that rather than the shapes you're playing and the transitions. Anyway, I hope that was clear. Remember to like and subscribe to our channel. Click on the link below to see the full write-up for this lesson, and I'll see you in another one. Bye bye.